Please subscribe and like the video before continuing. You won't believe what these celebrities said about Diane Keaton's death. Hollywood is in mourning, and the outpouring of emotion following the tragic passing of Diane Keaton has been nothing short of overwhelming. The beloved actress, known for her eccentric charm, iconic turtlenecks, and unforgettable performances in films like Annie Hall, Something's Gotta Give, and The Godfather, touched the lives of millions, and her death has left a hole that can never be filled. But perhaps what has stunned fans most is not just the news of her passing, but what her closest celebrity friends and co-stars have revealed in the aftermath. Their words paint a picture of a woman far deeper, funnier, and more complicated than anyone ever realized. When news broke of Keaton's death, tributes began flooding social media within minutes. Hollywood's biggest stars paused their projects, publicists scrambled to prepare statements, and the entertainment world collectively gasped in disbelief. Diane Keaton wasn't just a movie star, she was a legend, a trailblazer, and, according to many who knew her best, the emotional heartbeat of Hollywood's golden age. Meryl Streep was among the first to share her heartbreak. The two women, often compared for their powerhouse talent and quirky grace, shared an intimate friendship that stretched over decades. "Diane was the bravest woman I ever knew," Streep wrote in her statement. "She lived on her own terms, every laugh, every awkward moment, every hat and oversized suit. She made authenticity fashionable before the world even knew what that word meant." It was an emotional confession that sent fans reeling, with many commenting that Streep's words perfectly captured what they had always loved about Keaton, her unapologetic individuality. Al Pacino, Keaton's co-star and longtime confidant from The Godfather series, reportedly broke down when he heard the news. Insiders say he struggled to finish his statement, pausing multiple times to collect himself. "Diane had this light," Pacino said softly during a television interview. "She could walk into a room and turn your whole day around. She was my Connie, my friend, my heart. I can't imagine this world without her." The chemistry between Pacino and Keaton on screen was electric, but their off-screen connection was even more special. For decades, rumors swirled. Please subscribe and like the video before continuing. That the two had been romantically involved, though neither ever confirmed it publicly. Still, sources close to both stars claim their bond was soul-deep, and Pacino's grief has reportedly been immense. Woody Allen, who directed Keaton in Annie Hall, the film that earned her an Academy Award and changed romantic comedies forever, also released a rare public statement. Allen, often reserved in public matters, described Keaton as a genius wrapped in warmth and humor. "She made my words come alive," Allen said. "She wasn't acting, she was living. Everything she touched turned into something more beautiful, more human. Diane was the reason Annie Hall became Annie Hall." The statement reignited nostalgia for one of cinema's most defining performances and reminded the world how much Keaton contributed to the artistic heart of film. Beyond her collaborations, many other stars revealed just how much Diane had touched their lives in ways fans never knew. Reese Witherspoon shared a touching Instagram post, writing, "When I first met Diane, I was terrified. She was everything I wanted to be, confident, unpredictable, hilarious. But she just hugged me and said, 'Don't ever play it safe. Boring isn't flattering.' I've lived by that ever since." Jennifer Aniston also joined the chorus of tributes, posting a throwback photo of herself and Keaton laughing on a red carpet. "She always made me laugh, even when I didn't want to. She told me once, if you can make someone smile when they're sad, you've done your job." That's who Diane was, all heart. Perhaps the most emotional tribute came from Keanu Reeves, who starred with Keaton in Something's Gotta Give. Reeves, who's known for his stoic demeanor, appeared visibly shaken when approached by reporters. "Diane changed my life," he said quietly. "She showed me what grace looks like under pressure. She had this wild freedom, like she was always dancing to music only she could hear. I'll miss that rhythm forever." For many younger stars, Diane Keaton wasn't just an actress, she was a mentor, a muse, and an example of how to live boldly. Emma Stone, who called Keaton her style icon and spirit guide, revealed that Diane once sent her a handwritten note after seeing La La Land, praising her performance and encouraging her to keep dancing even when no one's watching. "I framed that letter," Stone admitted. She didn't have to do that, but that was Diane. Always lifting people up, always finding beauty in chaos. Social media has been flooded with old interviews and clips of Keaton being her authentic, eccentric self, laughing uncontrollably, speaking candidly about love and aging, and never apologizing for her individuality. Fans have been revisiting her famous interviews with Ellen DeGeneres and Oprah Winfrey, both of whom have expressed deep sorrow. Oprah called Keaton a woman who made aging look like art. "She didn't just grow older," Oprah said during her tribute segment. "She grew more radiant, more self-assured, more alive. She gave permission to women everywhere to stop hiding." Ellen DeGeneres, who often had Keaton as a guest on her talk show, broke down on air. "Diane was one of the funniest, most unpredictable guests I ever had. You never knew what she was going to say, and that's what made her magical. There's no one like her, and there never will be again." Hollywood insiders have revealed that even behind the scenes, Keaton was universally adored. Directors described her as chaotic genius, crew members recalled her bringing baked goods to set, and stylists remembered her meticulous attention to detail. Costume designer Patricia Field, who worked with Keaton early in her career, said, "She knew exactly who she was, from her hats to her humor. Every outfit, every line, every glance had purpose." But not all tributes were public. Some of the most emotional responses have reportedly come from private circles, family, friends, and the next generation of actors who viewed her as a guiding star. Keaton never married, but she adopted 2 children, Dexter and Duke, and was fiercely private about her personal life. Sources close to her family said they are heartbroken but grateful that she lived life exactly how she wanted. One insider shared that Diane's final wish was to be remembered not for the movies, but for the laughter. And laughter was indeed her gift to the world. As the tributes pour in, stories are emerging that highlight just how kind and spontaneous Keaton could be. From paying for strangers' groceries to calling fans who sent her heartfelt letters, she lived with compassion and eccentricity in equal measure. Jane Fonda told a moving story during an interview, recalling how Keaton once sent her a bottle of wine and a note that read, "Let's toast to wrinkles and wisdom." "That's who she was," Fonda said with tears in her eyes. She never saw aging as something to hide. She embraced it like it was a victory. The entertainment industry is now buzzing with talk of how to properly honor her legacy. Rumors suggest that the Academy Awards may dedicate a full segment to her during next year's ceremony, complete with a montage of her greatest scenes and tributes from co-stars across generations. Others have called for a revival of Annie Hall to introduce her genius to new audiences. Behind the fame and accolades, those who knew Keaton insist that she was just as enchanting in private as she was in front of the camera. "She was the same off-screen, maybe even goofier," said Steve Martin, her father of the bride co-star. "She could turn a quiet dinner into a comedy show. I once told her she should write a book called Being Diane Keaton, and she laughed and said, nobody could survive that." As fans around the world light candles, share quotes, and re-watch her most beloved films, it's clear that Diane Keaton's spirit continues to shine. Her legacy isn't just her roles, it's the way she made people feel seen, understood, and inspired to be unapologetically themselves. In one of her last interviews, Keaton spoke about mortality with characteristic humor and honesty. "If I go tomorrow, I just hope people remember I was curious. That's all I ever wanted, to stay curious about life, love, and people." Those words now echo like a farewell from a woman who lived fearlessly and left behind a legacy that no death can erase. The celebrities who knew her best have reminded the world of what Diane Keaton truly represented, the beauty of imperfection, the power of laughter, and the courage to live authentically. As Meryl Streep said best, "The world is dimmer without Diane, but she left enough light for us to find our way." And maybe that's the truest tribute of all, that even in her absence, Diane Keaton continues to inspire, delight, and remind us to dance to our own rhythm, just as she always did.